go. I think I'm almost there. Set up here. See, just the angle of the camera, just the height, down a little bit. I think I'm good to go. Well, hi everyone. Good afternoon. This is Ron from Ron's Keto Cafe. If you're new, welcome. If you're a returning member, welcome back. I don't know if anybody's going to join the channel or not, but we'll see how it goes and explain a few things. And yeah, so today is Monday. It is the 15th, I believe. Let's see, check the date. Really sure. Hang on. Yeah, today's the 15th. Okay, so I'll get started again. So, hi, this is Ron from Ron's Keto Cafe. If you're new, welcome. If you're a returning member, welcome back. And if you're a new member, could you please share, like, and smash that subscribe button? It definitely helps other people know when they post videos. And as always, before we get started, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't make any medical claims. This is all based on my own personal journey. So please do your homework first before you get started, and hopefully you have a good, successful journey. Like I am currently having, but I haven't been having so much of a successful journey lately. So um, I decided to do carnivore and for a few day challenge and see how it goes, and then ketovore, and then back to carnivore. Um, I've been doing a lot of research and the benefits of carnivore and why would you want to do carnivore and everything. And I got my notes over here, and I'm just going to go over some of them real quick. So if anybody pops in and sees the video a little later, and welcome, and for all you new subscribers, welcome. Thank you all very much. So I've been having a lot of issues with my feet being um, cracked, dry, and bleeding, and today is no exception. And we got a beautiful day outside, and I didn't do hardly any walking at all today. In fact, I did none. I didn't go into the store today, and that's been pretty much about it. And I'm just going to call the doctor up today and let it go one more day. Now, I definitely know I'm going to be calling the doctor up tomorrow and say, hey, look, I need to go to the wound center and take a look at my open skin wounds and seeing what they can do to help me, and other than beyond what the doctor's currently helping me. And I think I got something serious going on there. But anyways, we're going to do carnivore to see if we can get to the root of the problem and eliminate what could be some of the keto foods. I could be allergic to some things that I don't know about. I know I'm allergic to the cat, and for the cats in particular. My nose today is really stuffed up, and my eyes have been really watery and bad. The cat's been a little wild today. He was fine with me, but he got my wife really good again. She's got a couple of gashes on her arm, so I'm not too sure right now if we're going to keep him or not. But we did. He's fully fixed with rabies shots and everything, and he's very, very destructive cat, and he's a kitten, he's playing, I get it, but in the meantime, with the two elderly people, and he's destroying my furniture, and I can't keep anything, and I know, so this is the decision we're going to have to both make, and it's going to be a tough decision, but I love the little guy. Last night I got up at 2:30 in the morning, and I was up all night ever since, and I can't sleep because of my leg being swollen and stuff, and the feet stuff that's going on my feet, so I've been up ever since, and I took a little nap this afternoon, and he came in the back room. He was on my bed. He was fine, but then he starts getting a little wound up. And my wife tried to pick him up, and he bit her, and he cut her there on the wrist again. I can't. I can't. That's unacceptable. So I don't know what we're going to do right now. So we're just thinking about it. So carnivore. What is carnivore? Well, carnivore, you have to really do your homework and research on it. And I did carnivore before in the past. I've done it all. I've done everything in the past to get this weight off. But I've been picking up weight again, and I don't like that bloating feeling in my stomach. It literally makes my stomach sick, and I feel like awful. So carnivore is basically any meat. have to be isolated to just beef. It could be chicken, it could be fish, it could be poultry. You can fix it up any way you want to fix it up, preferably with salt and just a little bit of light seasoning. Now, we're going to do strictly keto carnivore for 3 days, starting tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm going to document my starting weight tomorrow and give you an update on Friday, and then another update on the new post for the weekend for the upcoming challenge for next week. I don't know what the challenge is going to be yet. I haven't thought about it yet as far as advance. So what carnivore is, you eat basically when you're hungry. You stop when the food doesn't taste good anymore. Okay, and you can make sure you have lots and lots of water. Make sure your water has electrolytes in it. I'm not going to have any soft drinks because I'm going to be giving up my soda. Remember, this is a challenge. It says that you can have coffee, but again, this is a challenge because we're going to give a coffee for 3 days. And we're not going to have any sugars, no sugar substitutes, none of that for 3 days. Okay. And again, you can eat as much meat as you want. Get the meat that you can afford. Preferably, it should be the grass-fed meat, but if you can't afford that, that's fine. All right, and of course, lots of water. The salt, we're going to use the pink Himalayan salt, sea salt, and the Redmond's real salt. And no artificial sweeteners. And if you put anything on your food for seasoning, it should be by choice, whatever you want. So in other words, if you want garlic powder, onion powder, that sort of thing, that's fine. And I wanted to show you guys what I bought today. So I had a huge order that came in from Amazon. I love Amazon. I don't care what people say about it. I know about everything about what's going on and stuff, but you got to do what works right for you. So this is what I got. First of all, I got this. This is a big 3-pound bag of Blue Diamond almond flour. So eventually I'll make some pancakes with that particular brand. Now I also, and this is the finely sifted almond flour, and I also have the blanched almond flour brand from the Great Value brand from Walmart. So they're gonna use up that too. I got a couple of bags of that I bought recently, and I have some other keto stuff coming in. I bought a bag of I never had this before. This is fine for keto. It's flipping flour. I don't know if you guys ever had that before, tried it, but I can make some recipes with that. And I'm looking forward to it. And perfectly fine for keto and some macros on the back. So we're going to make some bread with that, some rolls and stuff like that. And I bought this. This is great. I bought this company before. I bought some product from them. This is Pork King Good pork rind. And this is the Italian seasoning. They got plain and they got other ones. They got hot and they got spicy. So I'm definitely going to be picking up some more of this. And so I paid about 12 or 13 bucks for that. That wasn't that expensive. Now, if you can obviously do your own pork rind, buy a bag of cheap pork rinds at Ocean State Job Law and put them in a food processor or break them with a rolling pin in a Ziploc bag. And that's fine. But these are already pre-seasoned. And I love these. And again, these are macros on the back. They're very good and very clean for you. That'd be great to make a nice meatloaf. And then this came in. I'm really looking forward to using this. I'm going to be using this tonight. This is my air compression leg massager. It generates heat into your leg, and it pumps, and it works like an air compression, like a compression stocking. So it's a pump, and paid $99 for that. And I did the product review on it, and I really love it. And from what I saw, and it should help my lipidemia, and so I can get my swollenness down in my leg. So that's what we're gonna have going on this week. So for the next 3 days, we're gonna be doing that. Hi, how you doing? So welcome to the my YouTube channel, Challenging Kitchen. So I just wanted to let you know for the next 3 days, starting Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're gonna do carnivore. I've been doing all my homework on the carnivore and how it all works. and I'm very excited about trying it. I've done it before in the past, and I'm mostly a ketogenic person. I love the ketogenic lifestyle, but I've been so depressed over the last, well, since my feet have been swollen and bleeding and cracking and all of the bad stuff going above. I had to give up my work and everything like that, and I've been seeing the doctor. Talked to him last Tuesday about going into the wound center. Now, I was going to call him up today. I said I'm going to give my feet one more day and see if I want to make that adjustment to go into the open wound center. So and my feet are bleeding again when I took off my stocking. So I'm definitely going to be calling them up tomorrow. Say, okay, I need you to get me over there to the center. Have you take a look at my feet and see what's going on with it, and hopefully they can correct it. Um, I've been getting really bad vibes about possibility about maybe taking off one of my legs. But, my right leg is really, really bad. But let's hope it doesn't get that far. But anyways, I want to show everybody what I bought. And I bought this. I bought this. This is a air compression stock, and it just came today. I'm really happy and excited about using it. I have lipedema in my right leg, and my leg is swollen. And it's a leg pump. It goes on. This goes on your thigh. That goes on your leg, and these go on your feet. It generates heat. You can have. It's got about 4 different settings, and it pumps. It works. It goes. When I was in a hospital last year, when I had my hip out, they had something similar to this on me, and they might even had this one on me. But I paid $100 for this, and it's got like a remote control over here. You got heat to it, and it's got different levels of tightness, and and it should really help me because when I got home from the hospital, my legs were back to normal on the normal size, and now my right leg is kind of swollen again, and I think that's part of the problem because I'm not getting enough circulation in my foot. So definitely going to be trying that, and hope that's a solution. And when you came in a little later, I just was telling everybody I got this on Amazon. This is the Blue Diamond almond flour brand. I got a 3 pound bag, and I paid about $12 for this, and I'm really excited about using that. I used that brand before, but lately I've been going to the Walmart brand, the Great Value brand from the friends at Walmart, and also um, I bought lupin flour. I never had lupin flour before, but I'm really really anxious to try the lupin flour recipe. And the macros on the back are very, very clean. I'm planning on making some bread and some dinner rolls and stuff like that on the non-challenge days of the carnivore. And then I bought the Pork and King pork rind. I bought this before, and I'm going to send out for 2 or 3 more jars of it. But this is the Italian gluten-free pork rind seasoning. It's already got the seasoning, and again, the macros are on the back, and that's very, very clean. And what I want to do with this particular the pork rind mixture, I'm going to use it to make meatloaves and maybe some ground beef and stuff like that. But on the carnivore diet or program, I've done it before, and I'm going to do it for 3 days, starting Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm giving up my soda and I'm giving up my coffee in the morning. But this is why we call it a challenge. So we're going to be doing the challenge for 3 days. Tomorrow I'm going to be making I got some ribeye steak in the freezer to get some huge steaks. I wanted cut, and I got bacon. I got a couple pounds of bacon. Then a pound of bacon. I'm going to be cooking that up in the oven. And then the other pound of bacon, I want to use part of it. I'm going to make some bacon wrap around the steak and pop them into the air fryer because I like my steak fully charred and fully cooked. And then tomorrow when I go to our local store, I'm going to be picking up a big pot roast. I'm going to do that in the crock pot. And when I get up in the morning, because Wednesday morning I'm going to be doing a little bit of light walking. I think Wednesday morning if I can. But be that as it may, if I can, I'm going to put it in the crock pot and I'm going to let it slow cook all day for 8 hours. I'll throw a potato and a carrot in for my wife, and I'll have what I love about the crock pot cooking, it'll tenderize it and it'll break it all down. And then what I usually do is I take it out of the crock pot, I lay it on a sheeting pan, and then I pop it into the oven for about 20 or 30 minutes, and I crank up the heat, and I put a little bit of avocado oil on top, and then I get it nice and crusty on top, and that's the way I like that when I do the roast beef. And then I want to make a again when I go to the local store, I'm going to buy a huge a big rack of baby back ribs, and I'm going to put a lot of great herbs and spices on it, and I'm going to cut the ribs, and I'm going to pop them into the Instant Pot. Now, when I cook ribs in the Instant Pot, here's what I do. I put a little bit of beef stock in it or chicken stock, water if you don't have that. And then I'll seal the lid. I'll pop that baby on for about an hour and 10 minutes. When it naturally releases, I'll pop it out. I'll and those come off the bone for tender. I'll generally lay them on a sheeting pan with aluminum foil, and I'll put some type of a glaze on it. But I'm going to have to make the glaze for low. It's not going to be the traditional glaze that I make, but I'll figure out what I want to do. I saw a YouTuber did this for Carnivore, and it looked really really good. And I rush in Wine Mountain. And thank you for joining me. So I'm just talking about what I'm going to be making for the 3 days at Carnivore, eating it and stuff like that. And so we had a little incident earlier today, and the my cat Oreo bit my wife really good. He got her here a couple of times on the wrist, and got her here and got her here, and she's bleeding like crazy. But we got it under control. But he's a tuxedo cat, and they're very aggressive. And I just had the rabies done on him. Well, we don't want to give him up, but today I I realized the last couple of days I've been well, ever since I had him, actually, today's even worse. I got my nose has been all stuffed up, and my eyes have been really watery. And I'm thinking about giving him up for adoption, but I'm going to let my wife make the call on that because I don't want to be the bad guy and have it getting mad at me. But I don't know. I'm distraught over the cat because I love the little fellow, and today today I was telling I got up this morning at 2 o'clock. I couldn't sleep because of my legs and everything. That's why I got that's why I bought this. It just came in today. I want to use that today. Start using that tonight. This is a pump for lipidemia, and but see what happens. But yesterday I was at the probably such a beautiful day yesterday. By the way, if you're a mom, I hope you have a nice Mother's Day yesterday. My mom's no longer with us. She passed away of cancer in 2010. We were with her in the hospital for 5 days, and I knew about it 6 months before she was going to pass, and they hit it pretty much spot on. I don't know how they doctors could figure that, but she had stage 4 cancer, and I miss her terribly. But be that as it may, I know she's in a better place. I did have some great. I cannot ever prove what I say, but I had some kind of like a near death experience where I visited her in an open field, and I was talking to her, she was talking to me, and I helped her to cross over to the other side. And it was such a remarkable experience that I had. But that's the only thing I can say about that because I can't prove what I saw and what I experienced. But she looked at me and I looked at her. We talked for a long time. She told me how proud she was of me and all the accomplishments I've been able to do for the city and staying together with the family and stuff. And I said, Mom, I'm okay. You can go now if you want to go. And she crossed over. And I have other experiences with relatives like that too. I don't know if anybody's ever heard anything like this and anything before. This was all new to me, and this happened to me about a year or two ago, and I just it's something that's always going to be a part of me, and I never forget that experience with my mom. But anyway, so yesterday, Donna and I went down to Hubbardston, which is a town about 3 towns over. We went yard sailing. I didn't find anything I wanted. I'm looking for a stand mixer. I think the ladies know what it is. It's a bowl mixer, and it costs about $400. Those things are expensive. And I saw one there, but it was kind of beat up. If it was kind of like new in the box, and they only wanted $50 for it or something like that, I probably would have bought it. But um, you know, to my nose really quick. So what I want to do with that is use it for cooking, and I love cooking, and I fell in love with cooking. I made a strawberry cheesecake yesterday. I had it today. It came out fantastic. I got it filmed. I'm going to put it up on the channel. On the channel. I'm going to put it up on the channel later. Sorry about that. A little tongue twisted. And it was the best one I've made. And this is the fourth time I made a cheesecake from the same YouTuber, Myra from Low-Carb Love. If you're looking for inspiration for videos, for recipes, and she's another marvelous YouTuber that lives out in the California area. She's lost a lot of weight on low-carb keto, and she puts recipes up on almost every day. I follow Keto Connect, Keto Focus, All I Dream About Food, Carolyn Ketchum. Um, and a whole host of other ones I can't even think of. But I got most of them all in my show more down below. And so we had a good day yesterday, yard sailing. I bought my wife a record player for Christmas this past year, and she's been looking for LPs, and she bought some LPs yesterday in 45s and stuff like that. I bought her a nice record player that plays 8 tracks. It's all in one unit. Plays 45s, 78s, regular LPs. It's got an AM FM radio, and it plays cassette tapes, and it also records all the formats to an MP3 file. And I paid about $150 for that. I got it on the QVC website, and I got it on Easy Pay, and yeah. So my wife was pretty lucky Friday night. I was kidding around with her before we walked in the door. We got 2 progressive coveralls at the charity at the local bingo hall, and one of them was 3,000, and the other one was 2,000. So the 2,000 one was 52 numbers or less, and if nobody hits it, it drops down to 300. And then they add a number to it every week somebody hits it, and then on the 3,000 it was 49 numbers or less, and if nobody hits it, it drops down to 400, and then they add a number to that every week. So I was kidding around with the girl that usually calls, but she was playing Friday night. And they said, I think my daughter's going to win that one, and that she's going to win that one. And so I always kid around like that going in. So meantime, as the night was progressing, when we got onto that particular game, I'm over there way in the back of the hall there talking to some of my friends there and stuff, and all of a sudden somebody hollers bingo, and I looked up and I thought it was a friend, and I goes, holy crap, it was my wife. She got it right on the 49 number. She was down to 5 and 44 numbers and shit. So you might be familiar with bingo. She go boom, 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 boom. She didn't have time to get nervous or anything. And she was sitting by herself, and she got a standing ovation. Everybody got up and cheered and clapped for her. So I went over to go play a card so she can go in the back room with a driver's license and social security card, because they cut her out a check for $3,000. So Saturday morning we went to the bank where they drew the money off from, and what I did with that is I gave her and I a little bit out of it, and then paid off 2 huge bills, and the rest of the money went into the bank so we can. We have enough money now to survive for a couple of months, because it's going to be a rough, rocky ride coming up forward, and so I trust that. I walk by faith, not by sight, and I trust in God, and I believe in God, and I know there's going to be a lot of good things coming pretty soon. We just got to be patient, just like with the weight. I'm not giving up, and I encourage people that are trying to lose weight not to give up. I've been when I started my weight loss in 2020 August, I was 325, and way back before then I was 367 pounds. Even though I might be around 240 right now, but well, when I weighed myself yesterday, it was 230, 232. I'm okay with that, but my stomach just feels bloated, and I want to get rid of this bloatedness, and that's why I'm doing the 3 days of carnivore, which is just basically a meat product. And so we're gonna go for it. We're gonna give up the coffee in the morning, and gonna give up the soda in the afternoon. Make sure I drink all kinds of water. I have uh, I have some bottled waters already that have the electrolytes in them, and I'm gonna finish. It's a great flavored, and they also have some Crystal Light I could use up, but Crystal Light doesn't have electrolytes in it. But I have some watermelon electrolytes that I want to start using that up, and also I have. What else do I have? Well, I want to send out for from the Elements Company. They put out a package of electrolytes, and it's got different flavors, and it's got little pouches where you just pour it, and you pour it in your water bottle, and you just shake it up, and you're good to go. They have just like Jess from Keto Rewind and a number of other YouTubers on their links. You can click on their link, and you get it's free shipping and handling. It doesn't cost all that much, but it's well worth it. But I was doing a lot of study on carnivore and stuff. The other thing I wanted to talk about too, by the way, yesterday when I went up to Hubbardston, yeah, so I told my wife is don't even say it, because I know what she was thinking, the same thing I was thinking. There would how I don't know if you ladies and guys go yard sailing or not, but the Rieta Ranch is this huge place. They got thousands of people that go there, and it's only open on one day of the week, Sunday. It's free. You don't have to pay to get in or park your car. And they got all kinds of vendors set up, tables all over the place. And as I'm walking with my wife, I saw this guy. I'm not kidding you guys, gals. He must have weighed at least 450 pounds. I felt so bad. I goes, I looked at his legs, and his legs were like elephant legs, both of them. I mean, and he had a pair of shorts on, all right? Probably because he couldn't get pants on, I would think. And it was so huge, and I could see the skin all scaling and everything. I felt so bad for this guy because I would never go up and say anything, but because I wouldn't want to embarrass him. He'd probably turn around and clock me. But all of a sudden, my problems were irrelevant. I said, What am I complaining about? Because I got a leg that's swollen. Big deal. I look at somebody like that and say, all of a sudden, my problems are nothing. So I'm looking at it that way as a positive impact to me. That by me seeing that, if I don't get my shit together, pardon my French or language, that that could be me. And I don't want that to happen. And I busted my hiney for the last 2.5 years or 142 weeks doing low carb weight loss to get rid of my weight. Hi, Crafty. And I want to continue to get rid of the weight and continue to inspire as many people as I can to get healthy. So, Crafty, we're talking about Carnivore. I'm going to be doing a 3-day challenge on Carnivore. I'm going to go on to your channel, and also I want to see if what you might have done for recipes. Um, I'm also going to be doing picking up some bone, just bone, and I'm going to be making. I'm going to put that in the Instant Pot, and I want to make some of my own beef broth because I'm a coffee drinker in the morning, and I got to have something warm with me in the morning. And I'm also going to be giving up my soda, by the way, for a few days. And I want to just see how it goes. And if I like it and continue it, I'll continue on with it. But definitely going to be doing carnivore for a few days because I believe that I've been making a lot of bad food choices. And here's the thing about Friday nights. She had a lot of food left over, and I'm in the back room picking out on regular pizza, regular pie. She says, "You sure you don't want to bring any pizza home and stuff like that?" And I could have brought home a whole pizza for crying out loud and been all set for food for the next day. But we're retired, Donna and I, my wife, and we're living month to month, so I got to be careful when we spend it. We make enough money to get by, but it, you know. More is always better than less. I can't afford the grass-fed meats and all that, so I get what I can afford. And grass-fed always just meant more money, and out of your pocket. But we're definitely going to be doing carnivore for 3 days, and I can't wait to try those baby back ribs I want to make. And I'm already getting a taste for that. So we're going to take a nice big back of ribs. We'll peel off that skin layer. We'll cut it all up, and we're going to pop that baby into the Instant Pot for an hour for 20 minutes and tenderize it with some spices, and pop that in the oven, and then crust in the oven, and yeah, and then oh yeah, and I believe you can have eggs, protein, and that sort of thing. And there's no amount of limit you can eat, but you need to stay away from the carbs. And the whole idea of a carnivore is to get your body. Well, it'll eventually jump back into ketosis, but what will happen is you're trying to eliminate as many carbs as you can. And and again, it's kind of like keto. Well, keto was when I was doing keto, I was doing like 50 net carbs of keto every day, and when I first started doing keto, I was really, really strict, and I was doing 20 net carbs a day. But my my stomach right now is feeling that bloated feeling again, and I don't like it. And my clothes starting to feel uncomfortable. And once I use that leg pump that I bought, and get that under control a little bit, and yeah, and get my feet under control. I do want to go back to work. I went into the store today that I was working before, and I talked to one of the girls that trained me over there. Her name is Lorraine. She's a really nice lady. I introduced her to my wife, and I told her what was going on, and she said that she asked me coming back to work. I said, well, the supervisor Angelo called me up a couple of weeks back about. He called me for the whole entire week. I talked to him every day what was going on with my feet. Like, so I told him I can't go back to work right now. I got to get myself 100%. I don't want to go back to work one week and come. I'm out again the other week with the I got sliver cuts in the bottom of my feet, and my feet are bleeding. And now, when I took a Band-Aid off last week, I actually, yeah, Wednesday or whatever, I have about a size of this, about that size on a split right underneath my big toe, on my right toe area, that got down to the raw skin, and it's bleeding like crazy. And I've been dealing with it every day, and my right toe doesn't look that healthy enough to where I'm afraid they're going to cut it off. So these are some of the things, and I think all this stuff has been eating at me. That's part of the reason why I've been depressed. And because I want to work, I miss going walking. Mia did a live video from the city hall this Saturday night, and I forgot all about it. But they had a concert over there, and I usually film that, and I can't do that stuff right now. So I'm just trying to get myself back to where I feel good enough to do that again. And but as far as the city volunteering goes, I don't want to do too much of it anymore. I've done everybody knows me as Ron from Leominster, and I live in Leominster, Massachusetts. And it's about 45 miles west of Boston, in north central Mass. It's home of Johnny Appleseed, if you heard of Johnny Appleseed before. Planted the apples around the countryside, and his final burial place is in Ohio. But he was born in Leominster. He didn't stay in Leominster all that long. He left when he probably was about 7 or 8 years old, somewhere around that time frame. But every year we celebrate it with a huge Johnny Appleseed festival, and I usually film that, and I go around interviewing people, and I last year I did get paid for it. I got paid pretty well for it too, by the way. And they have apple crisp and all that good stuff, and but I just and everybody that does that, they all know who I am, and but that's the only thing bad about being well recognized in our city. When I go walking locally, I typically would go walking downtown. I'll take photography of our buildings and anything that I see that's interesting. And then somebody will pull over and I want to stop and talk to me. I'll go down to my favorite coffee shop and I'll go talk. And next thing you know, one thing leads to the next. And instead of me doing a nice, good, solid walk that I want to do, I'm there talking for almost 1 to 2 hours. So, but it's that's okay. I mean, I don't really mind too much. My friend Mary, she's involved with the historical commission now, like I am, and she wants to. She's invited me to the board members over there at the historical society. She wants me to become a member so they can come in and open up the place for her early in the morning and help her out when she's available to open up there Tuesdays and Saturdays. And I don't have a problem with that. But my whole issue with that been like that right along. If you don't want to give me a key, she can't get there any earlier than 10, but I live 5 minutes away from there. I can get down there. I can walk down there and open the place up early. You just, I'm an early person. And when I, like today, for instance, on an off day, I went to the local office and somebody gave me some of these little cardboard slides to scan. I finished the project today, so tomorrow I'm going to be turning them into the public library. She gave me about 500 slides. That was a 2-day project, but I love projects like that because I take them and I put them all in a flatbed scanner. I put 12 on the tray, scan them, and I set the resolution at 12. And these are all slides from the 1940s, and those are great because you can look at the slides, go, you kind of like get an idea what's on it, but until you really scan that, you don't really know what's on that slide. And I really love projects like that. I do a lot of that. I do a lot of restoration with photographs. I do a lot of video restoration with video, and also I'm a videographer. I, I'm a photographer. I Last year I was hired by a local paper to do photography and journalism, but they couldn't afford me because they're not about to send me off to 4 jobs in one day and they'd have to pay me $100 a job like they were doing. So I had a great job then. I loved that job, but I don't. I'm okay with not doing that job right now because it is what it is right now. But yeah. So what we got coming on this week? Well, Saturday we got 3 things going on in our city. We got a citywide yard sale that Amir does 2 times a year, and Saturday looks at, according to the 7-day forecast, it's supposed to be dry weather all week, so that looks real good for Saturday. The church that I volunteer with, Saint Cecilia's, they're gonna have it. They got the downstairs all set up with tons of stuff for yards for indoor flea market, and of course the citywide yard sale, and then at our local apple orchard, Shoreland Farms, which is my favorite hiking place. That's one of about 26 miles of hiking trails. Um, they're going to have a Blossom Festival. And last year, that was I wanted to see what it was about. And I go there every year, but I never stayed for the whole thing. So what they do is they have a lot of vendors set up at food trucks, and you could buy like jewelry and all that sort of thing. They have uh, some live music, and they have what else they got going on? They got a magician that usually performs over there, and for the kids, and the emergency management center is usually over there directing traffic. I did that last year for them. I'm not doing that this year. I'm giving that up right now because I just can't. My heart's not with that organization right now for personal reasons we won't get into. And they have the butterflies. They release butterflies into the orchard. And typically, what happens is you go donate $1, and you get a butterfly, and they give you a butterfly in an envelope. Be very carefully. You walk it down to the gazebo, and there's some guys playing bagpipes, and you go all the way down to the gazebo. It's not that far. It's only about maybe 50 yards, and then they say a prayer, and then they release the butterflies to the atmosphere. And it's pretty really cool. And I never saw that before last year. And I go down there a lot, and I like walking down. I go down to the reservoir. They got two reservoirs when you go down there, and I go to both of them. And I just walk around, take photography, video, a little bit of video. And when I started my weight loss journey 2 years ago in August, I met that reporter, Danielle, from the local Sentinel Enterprise, we call it. And she took some photographs of me when I was, that was my very first day that I started my weight loss. So I was really thankful that I got that full frame photo. That was the only regret I had over the course of my journey, that I didn't have any more full frame photographs. I had a lot of selfie photographs. One of my friends, Jack, there called me the king of the selfies because every time I go out, I'm doing a selfie photograph. And back then, they had that stupid thing on, and so a lot of my photographs they had that on. It, it's hard to see a comparison. So what I've been currently doing, and I've been going over some of my older videos, and I've been reposting them, and I've been talking about what I did that week and what I did this week, and what worked for me back then should work for me now. And I have everything written down in Word doc file so that if I ever want to write a book, I can write a book about it. But I'm currently on week 142, and I have all the information written down in Word doc. I sent out, oh yeah, and I sent out for more ink because I made printers but not ink, and I got to get some ink. I said, I told my wife, yeah, I'm gonna use a little bit of that. The ink's expensive. It costs $70 for 4 cartridges of ink. Come on, give me a break, guys, right? So I should be all set. And then when I get my next check, I'll send out for a couple of more packages of ink. And you should be all set there for a while. Just have the extra ink in the house because I love doing recipes. And I'm old school. I like to have it in I like to have it in my hand on a piece of paper when I'm reading off what I want to put on, and then I'll check off as I'm going along, be sure I don't miss anything. And but I made that cheesecake. It's almost done editing. I'm gonna put that up later today, or well, maybe I'll premiere it for tomorrow. And I'm going to be going to the local historic commission tomorrow. Maybe do some light walking down there. Oh, speaking of my feet being swollen and my feet bleeding and cracking, the mayor of it said the coffee shop that he owns is called the Main Street Cafe, and it's my favorite coffee stop in the morning when I go down to get a coffee. He sent me a message. He said, Ron, I said, they got something that might be able to help you with your feet. He's got some organic honey. He's got this kit that comes with soap and some soap or something specifically for dry skin. Let me know if you guys ever know about that and hear anything about uh, beeswax from honey that's supposed to help your feet and your skin if you got dry skin like I have. But in order for me to figure out what's really going on with my skin, this is why I'm going to Carnivore, because Carnivore will help me. It is it this stuff that I'm drinking is causing my skin issue? Is it the coffee I'm drinking? Um, I suspect it's because I'm not getting enough pure water in with the electrolytes in it, and so this is why we're doing an experiment to see what the heck is going on with that. But yeah, so this is why I decided to go carnivore for 3 days, and then I'm going to go ketovore for a few days, and then I'll have another challenge next week. Now, if I'm okay with I tried doing the OMAD on one meal a day. I didn't. I gotta eat. And what I like about the carnivore, if when I'm hungry, I'll have something to eat. You know, and I bought also the from the Banquet family the pre-cooked sausages. They got the links and they got the sausage patties, and I can fry them up in my air fryer and put them in the refrigerator and just warm them up as I get hungry and have those. And I'm okay with that. That's perfectly fine. And of course, I can have eggs with that, but I just can't have any bread or almond flour or anything like that. So, but that'll be the challenge for the 3 days. And I'm pretty sure I can do that. And the fruit and some vegetables, that's going to be a challenge not to have any of that. But, because I love my avocado and stuff like that. I just recently got a taste of avocados for some reason. And when I made I did a video last week. I did a nice with an avocado and uh, some other stuff that I put on it. I believe it had an egg in it and whatever. And I wanted to do an avocado bowl. And what happened was, dummy me, I filmed it and I forgot to put the volume on the camera. So I had to film the whole video, me talking, showing you how this and that with no volume. So that kind of like, okay. So I took that video down and I'll refilm it at another time. But yeah, so that's what we got going on this week. I'm gonna get going and let you guys know that thank you for all joining me and hi hi Disney and yeah. So I just I I don't know what time. Oh yeah, so when I do these lives, I was trying to think of what time would be a good appropriate time for me to do a live because we only got one computer right now that's working. And my wife likes to come in here in the afternoon and play games on the Facebook games. And I've been doing these lives lately, and I never knew I wanted to do a live. And I said, well, what the heck can I talk about? Now, I do all my prepping in the back room, and I finish it in the front room. So I might start doing some cooking that way and do the. I got a iPad that I bought. I bought a 10.5 inch iPad and an Apple iPad. And I also have my this is how I do a lot of my filming. Okay, I have this is the Galaxy S22 that I do all my filming with that, and I also have a Canon M50 camera, and I also have a regular camera that I use when I do video when I do the downtown activities. And then if I need a better camera, I'll go to the studio and I'll get a camera. But we have the Memorial Day event coming up in another week or two, and I usually film all that. I'm not doing that this year because I can't because of my feet and my leg, and I already told the studio guys that. And we got another concert coming up next month, and the Colonial Band starting up in July that I'm going to be filming hopefully. And we got the summer concert series. I filmed that before. That's Thursday night. Great 60s, 70s music, some country, met western, but they have concerts there every Thursday night right up until September. And I used to film that in the past. So this year, I'm just going to go down to the beach, and play around, and talk to people who I know. And I don't know. I'm thinking about getting my fishing license again and going fishing again, and maybe do some live videos about how to fish, and talk about trout fishing, hornpout fishing, bass fishing, how to fish, what kind of poles to buy. I thought that would be kind of cool, even though it could just be a new video going up on the channel from time to time, and why you should be going out fishing. If you got grandchildren or something like that, take them out with you, and you'd be surprised. That's how I learned how to fish. Is my I never had a dad that was like that. My dad, I lost him when he was 50, and I didn't get to know him all that much, but he was an alcoholic. He was a good guy when he wasn't drinking, but fishing and all that stuff that guys need to learn, or get gals for that matter, it wasn't his thing. His thing was sports. And so my uncle and all that side of that family taught me how to fish and hunt and all that stuff. And I was really grateful to that. And that's all. And I always like that because fishing is such a relaxing sport. I could bring my camera, take photographs of the lake area, and listen to my Spotify playlist that I have, and listen to my YouTube channel, and listen to me rattling off. But anyways, I don't know if I have nothing else to say, but thank you all for joining my channel tonight. And if you like this sort of thing, doing lives, let me know, and I'll schedule more lives. Maybe we can play games or something like that. I'll do some cooking. Uh, Prepping in the back room sort of thing, and we can finish it off in the front room. I can do live right on my mobile phone, film it in the back room, and then move it into operation into the front room. But I got that cat that gets on my feet. Like I said, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna have it for. I'm gonna let that I want to leave that call to my wife because he's always going to be that way, and I feel really bad for her right now. And I know she's in tears because she's heartbroken right now, and if he's going to be destructive and aggressive like that, and who's to say while we're sleeping he might come up to us and scratch our face or pop out an eye or something like that. If you ever have any problems with a cat like that, let me know because I like to know what the solution is going to be. I just wish that guy Galaxy Jackson from the Cat from Hell still does his programs. I know I could go back and watch the older ones, but I'd like to have him to come over here and show us how to deal with this one over here because this one's kind of like 1 minute he's fine and the next minute he's attacking us for no reason. It's just his nature. And I get it, he's a kid, but in the meantime, I got bad enough legs as is. I don't need anybody helping somebody making it worse, especially a cat. But yeah, that's all I got to say. Again, thank you for joining my channel. I hit 600 subscribers this past week, and the last time I looked at my subscriber count, it was like 608 or something like that. It's been going up quite steadily, and hopefully we'll get it up to over 1,000 at some point, and then I can get paid from a little bit from YouTube. And I've been doing lately too. I've been supporting other YouTubers. When I have the money, I've been supporting them with little funding and there's another girl, Anne Marie. I've been really like the way she structures her channel. It's called Anne Marie with XOXOXO. She cooks up a lot of great foods in the afternoon, but I know they're not low carb weight loss, but I could convert many of those over to weight loss, so it's no big deal. And she only lives a few towns over from me. Hoping sometime she might want to come over here in Leominster. I can go over there and meet her halfway somewhere, and we could just talk shop a little bit. But anyways, you guys have an amazing day. I'll talk to you guys later. Be watching for that strawberry shortcake video, and I'll give you an update on towards maybe Thursday or Friday morning. I'll just do an update on keto and carnivore actually and how it's going. And if I can continue on with the challenge, I'll continue it on past Thursday. But technically, we're only doing carnivore for 3 days, strict carnivore, no soda, no coffee, no monk food or anything like that, and see how it goes and see how I feel, and let you guys know. But anyways, have an amazing day. Uh, have an amazing night. Remember, I love you. God loves you. Talk to you guys later. And thank you for joining the channel.